But anyway, we know that our friend Will Flemming of Red Sox Radio, his brother Dave, has been a ESPN and Giants broadcaster for quite a period of time. Dave Flemming, of course, once a member of the Pawtucket Red Sox organization back in the day, before he, like many who went through Pawtucket, Don Orsillo and others, got the call to the big leagues. Well, apparently our friend Will, his brother Dave, finished last in a fantasy football league. And the punishment was that Dave Flemming, a grown adult man in front of God and everyone, is going to put on a Giants uniform and be the bat boy for the day. Here's what it sounded like on Giants TV once they got a visual gander of Dave Flemming, bat boy.
Hey, there's our bat boy. You know who that is? That's Dave Flemming. Having the time of his life.
He looks like he's having fun.
There's Dave.
He's not going to get a lot of rest. What, he lose a bet or something?
Yeah, you finished last in fantasy football. You got to be a bat boy.
Having the time of his life.
I mean, that really is, very creative on a punishment for finishing dead last in a fantasy football league.
Yep.
And there's just something about a guy that is not a professional athlete who is in that uniform and who also runs around with the helmet on.
Yeah, it's not great. And I actually don't think he looks terrible.
Really?
I think it's hard to look, unless you are a baseball player.
Okay.
A baseball uniform is not flattering.
So
we see it with managers, like they always wear like a pullover or something because you don't look good in a baseball uniform unless you're like built like Bo Jackson.
So like Louis Merloni can pull off wearing baseball uniform. Christian Fourier, might look a little funny.
Probably, although Christian's in pretty good shape. I'm just talking about the everyman. If you're a sports broadcaster.
Oh, so like if we did this.
Bod.
So like if Scheim or someone
Not
like
good.
that.
Not good.
Right?
Nope,
right.
don't
Curtis,
do it, Scheim. Yeah,
if he
not
lost
good.
a fantasy
You're
football
not
league
gonna,
or whatever.
No. And I don't think he looks terrible. I don't think he also. So did he have to take like a day off or?
I do.
He couldn't fulfill his duties.
I do believe it was worked out as a running bit or a running joke and all that. So he might have had to take like a day off or whatever. But then again, if you're Giants radio, like, aren't you just eating this
Gold.
up? Yeah, it's gold.
Absolutely.
Imagine if Joe Castiglione was in a fantasy football league with the Red Sox and he came in dead last and the quote-unquote punishment was that Castig had to, are you kidding me?
Running all over the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you know, Doug Lane would mic him 6 ways to Sunday to be able to
spend a night in jail for sure.
to get that audio from Joe down there, you know, and him talking to the players or whatnot.
He got it. The Red Sox win.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
And wearing a batting helmet.
If somehow one of the hosts at WEEI, let's say, got into a fantasy football league with Red Sox players and this happened, Ken Laird would be doing cartwheels.
The grass is beautiful.
To be able to have someone in there on that broadcast to make it different. So I don't think that would be a big deal at all.
Who would we get the biggest laugh out of seeing them in this role for
Wiggy.
the Boston Red Sox?
Not even close. Wiggy.
I don't know. Scheim was a good selection.
No, I mean, but Scheim was at least like an 8th grade nose tackle or something like that.
And now he's built like just a nose tackle.
And I would wonder about the functional part of Jermaine Wiggins paying attention to be a bat boy. Are you kidding me? He'd be down there wanting to talk to people and stuff.
Fourier would come firing out in the first 2 innings, sprinting everywhere, and then he would
gas out, or his back would
asleep or laying down somewhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, delay in the game. The bat boy's back has locked up. He's Christian Fourier's laying in front of the Red Sox dugout. Alex Guerrero is coming in to give him some attention, and we can see if we can get him loosened up enough to get him out of here. We'll be right back on Nesson.
You know who I think would love it? The guy who was in the booth with Joe Castiglione last Friday night.
That'd be Rich Keefe.
I think he would probably get a blast.
Now, honestly, he would enjoy it too much.
Probably. It wouldn't be a punishment.
Not
It'd be
at
like
all.
the highlight of his life.
Absolutely. So, no, I would say it would be Wiggy because of the focus. Greg Hill, he could buy his way out of it. So, not worried. Plus, Greg playing fantasy football, I can't envision it. And then you're left with,
It's
what?
between Fourier and Wiggy.
I mean, we're also leaving out the obvious here.
Fitzy?
No. You.
Oh, me? Well, I'd never come in last in fantasy football.
Okay, you don't need to get sensitive. I'm just saying, as
I'm just noting.
larger human being.
Oh, Alex Cora would probably laugh his ass off at me
We
in
all
a
would.
full-blown uniform and all that
and
stuff.
you don't get to wear a pullover. You just get to wear a jersey, top, and pants, and belt, and the whole thing.
And you have to wear the helmet.
You have to wear the helmet.
That-
squeezing that melon
Now,
into a helmet.
That's the problem. Is
You'd be
that
like popping
Yep.
out the front.
That'd be the real problem. Is that, or
Okay,
there'd
I
be,
just voted for you.
Or there'd be somebody like gluing. They'd have to
Yeah.
bust two of them in half and glue them together, and it's got the thing in the middle, and I look like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think I might change my vote to you.
Well, but I would pay attention enough to do the job right. There would be a situation where the
you
umpire
get into a fight.
No, but there would be a
Ivan
situation
Popov.
where the where the umpire'd be calling for baseballs, and Wiggy's having a conversation in the dugout.
Yeah, but you would just be, didn't I just bring you baseballs? What happened to them? I'm not bringing them. You'd be yelling at the guy.
You know what? What you just did, though, was you gave me the workaround.
Gets tossed.
Yes! I get tossed. And then, so, literally, first batter, start hooting on the ump. Boom, see you later. I can go have a Fenway
Now
Frank.
that I can see.
Now that, and I would do that to get out of it.
I could see you getting out of it by ejection.
And let's not act like you would be able to control yourself as a bat boy near a bad call near an umpire.
That is, but mine wouldn't be intentional. I would just get caught up in the moment and the environment.
Exactly.
And
It
revert
would
to my
be-
bad ways.
Yeah, it would be more of, well, this is really who he is. Then again, It would be the same for me, too. It'd be, this is really who he is.
You flipping kidding me?
Thrown out after the
You want
first
baseballs?
inning.
Take
That's
them
right.
all and throw the whole ball.
Hey,
bag of balls.
it'd be like, hey, Alex, you want me to take the hit for this one? I'll go up there and I'll go up there and cuss him out. You want me to give him? You want me to give him the business there? You want me to yell at that first base umpire? I'm good to go. You got some other kid to jump in. You would have to have a backup bat boy, I would think, in a situation like that.
I would think.
And
you might also just suck at it, and they're like, okay, you're
Well-
ruining the game. Get out of here.
but the other thing too is those guys get tips.
Yeah.
So do
Think
you
he
think
got
that
tipped?
you think the players? You think,
Here's
you
a tip. Don't come back.
I was gonna say, what do you think everybody gave him a 1, so he got $25 in $1 bills. That'd be great. If I ever bump into Dave again, I got to ask him about
But
this.
you're right. It's even for anybody, for you, for whoever. I'm seeing on the internet these things where like people are in dog cages and being sprayed with like maple syrup and paint, and like those are the punishments in their league.
What are you watching? That's man.
No, this is what I actually saw on the internet. But this is this is actually fun. You're a
This
bat
is
boy.
fun.
That's not the worst punishment in the world.
No, that is pretty good.
So
I mean,
people
it
are going
is-
to laugh a little. Oh, the TV crew has their funds. Oh, there he is. Okay, whatever.
Guy from the 207 is just realizing that Dave Flemming is an announcer. So, yes, he is the voice of the Giants.
Yes.
Sometimes on TV, most of the time on radio. You see him on ESPN as well. He's a big timer.
Plus, he probably loved it. He probably checked off a box.